Good morning, everybody, or good afternoon, or good evening, whatever time you're checking in. This is just a welcome video to GLG 110 Dangerous World Summer Session B. I just wanted to take this opportunity to introduce myself. My name is Dwayne DeVecchio, and I will be managing this course this semester. And what I wanted to do today was just give you a brief rundown through the course, give you some ideas about what to be prepared for and the structure of the course. I shouldn't downplay it. It's probably one of the most important videos you'll see because in order to succeed in this course, you really kind of have to have a good idea of the structure. And so, first of all, Dangerous World teaches students about the physical processes of the earth that control natural hazards such as earthquakes, landslides, volcanic eruptions, hurricanes, and tornadoes. Okay, so get the sense we're going to cover a lot of diversity of earth science processes, but then an important aspect is the course also focuses on the role of cultural and socioeconomic factors that affect how people around the world are affected different by these natural processes. And for me personally, why I teach this class and why I care so much about it is I want to prepare you guys how to protect yourself, how to protect your family, how to protect your home, whether you're traveling or planning on moving somewhere or planning on buying a house. How do you prepare and make sure you put yourself in a safe position? Or how do you interpret weather announcements or warnings? And so that's really the goal of this class. A little bit of knowledge will help you understand a lot of the things that I think the general population doesn't really understand when they hear a news broadcast. Okay, so a little basic stuff about the course. It meets a global awareness criteria. It also meets a quantitative, the SQ science credit, but you have to take the 1 credit GLG 111 course as well. And so you need to sign up for it. It's a separate course. You do not have to take it concurrently. You could take it after you take this course, but I recommend you take it concurrently if you've got the time this summer to do it, because there's a lot of overlap. You'll be fresh. It'll make the lab much easier if you're taking the lecture at the same time. Okay. What you'll see here is there's 3 professors. There's myself, Dr. Amanda Clark, and Dr. Ramon Arrowsmith. You'll see video lectures from all 3 of us. And it's kind of broken up a little bit in our expertise. The first part of the class, you'll see Professor Amanda Clark. Volcanology is her expertise, as well as Ramon Arrowsmith, who is an earthquake hazards scientist. And then I handle the last half of the class. The last 3 modules are me. They're all the atmospheric processes. And you'll learn more about me in some of the videos, introductory videos that are available and that I post within the class. So please feel free to refer to me as Dwayne. That's the last choice on the list, but you can call me Dr. DeVecchio or Professor DeVecchio, whatever you're more comfortable with. But I'm a very personal person. I'm going to talk to you guys by your first names. If you get to meet me in person, you'll learn that real quick. Our TA this semester is going to be Kyle Moore. Unfortunately, he's not on this video right now, but you're going to meet him, and there's ways to find out about him. Key thing about contacting us is to use this email address, glg110asu@gmail.com. That's how you get a hold of both Kyle and me. That email address goes to both of us. He and I function on different time scales. So, you know, if you're up in the middle of the night or the early morning, I'm an early morning person. Kyle's a little bit more of a late night person. And so you've got a better chance of getting a hold of us and getting a quicker answer. And what you don't want to do is send it to one of our general ASU accounts, because it'll get lost. We get too many emails. And what I want is every time I open my email, I want to see, yes, I gotta, or, you know, there's an email from a student, and that's my first priority, is to respond to you guys, because I know you need answers right away. Here are our office hours. These will be virtual, and the way to join office hours, just click this button, join by clicking here, and that will take you to this link. And here's the ASU Zoom link that you'll use to access it. You know, if you go to the that link and we're not there at that time, you know, just hold on for a few minutes. We might be late. So just click on the link and we should be there. Kyle's office hours are Monday from 10 to 12. Mine are on Thursdays, 11 to 12 and 3 to 5. And we both take appointment, schedule by appointment as well. So if office hours don't work, you need a special time, just email us and we'll set up a special meeting time. Canvas tour video. If you're not familiar with Canvas, or even if you are familiar with Canvas, you should check out this video. I just rewatched it. I learned stuff about Canvas I didn't even know. An important aspect they talk about in this video is turning on your notifications. It's really important you guys turn on your notifications. We're going to be communicating through emails and announcements. And if there's any changes to assignments or anything like that, you know, you really want to be up on all the announcements. So make sure your announcements are all turned on. And then this video will be actually posted here on the homepage once I finish it. So let's go ahead and have a look at the syllabus. Okay. So there's a lot of similarities here in terms of the course, but let's scroll down. Here's a basic description, the learning outcomes, what you can expect to learn. It's good to know what you can expect to learn from your course. So I encourage you guys to have a look at this so you get a good framework. The textbook we're going to be using is Natural Hazards by Keller and DeVecchio. And yes, DeVecchio, that is me. So I've been teaching this course for quite a while. This is the 5th edition of the textbook. That's an important thing to comment on. Make sure you get the 5th edition of the textbook. You know, if the cover of the book doesn't look like this, or the picture that you see on the slide there, it's the wrong edition. And we change the book with every edition. Mostly the case studies are what changes the most dramatic. And that's what a lot of your grade in this class is based on, the case studies. And so if you've got the wrong edition of the textbook, you'll have problems. Here's a nice link to see where you can buy the textbook, a hard copy, a soft copy, a used copy, a digital copy. You can rent it. There's lots of links. There's lots of ways to get the book. But it's a great book, if I do say so myself. Let's go ahead and look down. Some more suggestions about computer requirements. Okay, some ASU student success. Yes, you guys need to be on top of this. This is a 6-week course. We're going to cover 15 weeks of material in 6 weeks. So that is a lot of effort. That means, you know, checking the course daily, reading announcements, responding to any messages as need be. I think it can get pretty overwhelming. So basic breakdown, there's 500 points in this course. And here's the basic grades and how those will be broken down. How are those 500 points distributed? Well, what you'll see here is we've got 50 points per module. There are 6 modules, which is 300 points, 2 exams, 100 points per exam. There's your 500 points. Okay. So 3/5 of your exam, 3/5 of your grade are based on the modules and the assignments within. And then 2/5 of your grade are based on the 2 exams. So modules, what's important here? Course consists of 6 module due dates on Sundays, you guys. Every Sunday at 11:59, modules will be due. So be prepared for that. Each module requires viewing lectures, reading the chapter, read the chapter. You need to read the chapters. And there's various different forms of assignments that are within each one of these modules. And so the way we've broken them down is there are little frog assignments, little kitty cat assignments, and octopus, scary octopus assignments. Okay, they're not scary. The green assignments consist of sort of what we'd call non-graded. You are getting points for them. You must complete them, but there is no right or wrong answer for these. And so these are giving you an opportunity to think outside the box, think about hazards, maybe provide some insight, or they're going to be forum boards where you'll be doing some investigation on the web about a particular hazard and maybe posting a video, sharing with your classmates. And part of these forums will require you to respond to one of your classmates. The yellow assignments are what we call check your understanding questions. This is to verify that you've read the textbook. They are the types of questions that are really going to help you do well on the exams. They are questions that verify that you're understanding the material. And it's broken down. You'll see check your understanding 4.6. That means it comes from section 4.6, chapter 4, 6th section in the book. And you'll know right where to find the answers. And so I, read the textbook, and as you're reading the textbook, have your check your understanding questions open. And as you get to the answers, fill it in. That's just the best way. If you don't read the textbook, you're going to get for each chapter from me, maybe an hour, maybe 2 hours of lecture. If you were in my in-person class, I teach this in person in the fall semester. Every fall semester, I teach this in person. You probably would have gotten, instead of 2 hours of lecture, you would have gotten 6 hours of lecture on it. And so because it's a 6-week summer course, there's a lot less lecture, a lot less time, ability for you guys to engage and ask questions. And so you really have to get a lot out of the textbook, which means reading the textbook. That's where you're going to be spending your time, is reading the textbook. That's your main source of information. And then the case studies and movie quizzes are the octopus. These are single attempts. Oh, I should have said, check your understanding. You've got 3 attempts to get all of the answers correct. It will grade you on your best score. And so if you go through and you submit your answer and you miss 3, you have another 2 attempts to go back and answer those questions, but you have to go through and re-answer all of the questions. So you'll get the best score of 3. And so the idea is to, it's okay to miss a question. You can go back, and that's a good way to learn, is to check up on yourself. And so giving you 3 attempts is a great way to advance your learning. The case studies and the movie quizzes are a 1 attempt. And there's some reasons for that, but the key thing, those are on specific case studies for every chapter. We have a case study, and I'll post another video about that when we get started here in about a week or less. And then the movie quizzes. The movie quizzes are really just fun. They're hour-long movies. There's only 1 2-hour-long movie. You get asked questions. The questions aren't tough. They're just meant to make sure you're following the movie, and they're in chronological order. And so as long as you're looking at the questions and watching the movie, the questions are really easy to answer. And so that's kind of the breakdown of the 3 different formats of each module. So one of the things I want to point out here is Module 0. Module 0 is the introduction syllabus quiz. It's just going to give you, test you on sort of the framework. Make sure you watch this video. The questions are on this video. There are questions about me. There's questions about our TA. And so making sure you've kind of got yourself prepared. It's due on July 4th. Okay, that is this Sunday coming up, which means if you check into this class for the first time on Wednesday, you only have 4 days to do it, but that's not a problem. It really shouldn't take you more than an hour and a half to do Module 0. So that's pretty easy, but don't put off starting Module 1 because of that, because what you'll see is Module 1 and Module 2 are both due on the July 11th. That's the following Sunday. So that means you only have about 12 days to get through 2 modules. Normally you get 7 days per module. So you're shorted a bit of time getting through Module 1 and 2, unless you start before, don't wait until July 4th to start on module 1. Go ahead, crank through module 0, get started on module 1, and you'll have the full week per module. The only assignments that are not due, oh, actually they are, I'll take that back. So exam 1 is also due on a Sunday, but it's also due the same time as module 4. So exam 1 covers module 1, module 2, module 3. You need to get started on module 4, but you can also use that time to study and prepare for exam 1, which will happen at the same time module 4 is due. And there's a big transition in the course. The first half of the class is Earth processes. The second half is atmospheric processes. Exam 2, you actually have a couple days after module 6, 2 days to complete exam 2. It is not cumulative. It'll be based just on what we do in modules 4, 5, and 6. All right, there's some more grading, university policy stuff, and you get down to the syllabus. Why don't we take a quick peek at what the modules look like, just to get a sense of the framework. So if you click on the modules, you can see module 0. There's a welcome to GLG 110. Meet your instructors. There's a little video here that Professor Aerosmith, Clark, and I made that just talks a little bit about the science that we do, tells us a bit about ourselves, so you know who we are, and some specific natural hazards that got us into this science. Meet your TA. You can get a chance to meet the TA. There's a question and answer board. Okay, this is like a forum board where if you have a question, something's not working, or you're confused about something, you can post and you can respond to your classmates' posts if you've run into this problem. Both Kyle and I will be watching and monitoring this as well and trying to answer any questions. But it's another way. You can email us at glg110asu@gmail.com if you want a question, or you can post it to the question and answer board. You might get a quicker response because other students may have already asked this question. Your question may have already been answered. There's a syllabus quiz, an academic integrity agreement that you need to fill out. And then there's this, who are you? Okay. This is just, it's probably one of the more time consuming parts. Actually, it's not, it's really simple. It's to introduce you to what a forum is. If you've never done a forum, here are the instructions for it. I broke it into 2 parts. Let's hear your story. What do you do? The idea is to meet your classmates, get to know who's in the class with you, because you're going to be interacting with them in these forum boards. And so this is a chance for you guys to get to know each other. It's got 2 parts, and there's a part 1 and a part 2. Okay, let's not get confused, but I posted an example. It just tells you a little bit about me, who I am, and a little bit about what's up with me. But each forum, I do want to specify, has 2 parts, which is that you have to make an initial post. That's what I've done here. And somebody else, and then after you've made your initial post, which should be due on Friday, submit it by Friday, because what needs to happen is one of your classmates needs to comment on your post by Sunday. Sunday is the due date. Remember, everything is due on Sunday. But if you don't make your post until Sunday night, nobody can reply to your post. So what we want is for you by Friday to make your initial post, and then by Sunday, get both your initial post and your reply post to that. So that's really technically the only thing that might be due other than on Sundays is the initial post. But so please post early. That gives your classmates a chance to learn something about you. Anyway, that was just the module 1 introduction. Share a picture of yourself, share a favorite video that you've got. Let us know who you are, so that in later modules or later forums, when you interact with each other, you'll kind of be able to say, oh yeah, I remember that guy. He was, grew up in San Francisco. So did I. And, you might have that connection throughout the semester. If we look at module 1, there's always an overview of each of the module. This is important. It tells you a little bit about what you're going to be learning about. It gives you some approximate timelines of how long each video is going to take you to watch, how much time we expect you to spend on different assignments, such as check your understanding. You go to the next page. Here's where you actually get the learning materials. And so here you can see all the video lectures that are posted for module 1. Once you've watched the modules, I encourage you to read the textbook first, complete the watch the videos before you get into discussion questions and check your understanding type questions. So read the textbook, watch the videos, do the discussion, gives you a chance to think about the material, and then answer the check your understanding questions. Okay, well, I think that's a pretty good summary. One of the things you'll notice as I scroll down, each module is a little different in, how many kitty cats, how many octopus that you have. Most modules cover 2 chapters. Some only cover 1 chapter. So module 4, you can see there's only 1 chapter. That's why there's a lot of kitty cat questions. This is where you'll first, catch in with me, check in with me. This is where I take over the lectures. And, module 4 is really critical because if you don't understand module 4, you'll struggle with chapters 10, 11, 12, the whole rest of the class. And so that's why module 4 is devoted to 1 chapter only. Okay, so I think I'm going to go ahead and end there. If I think of anything else, I'll come up with some other posts or other little video links to check in with everybody. So let's go ahead and stop the recording, and please attend office hours. Welcome you guys to attend office hours and take advantage of the question and answer board. And I look forward to working with you guys. This is going to be a lot of fun. See you soon.